an Aries born March 21st to April 19th, what can you expect for the month of October 2018? Let's tune in and find out. So, Aries, I feel like you're at the end of a project and the beginning of something new. So, and sometimes these projects just drag on and on and on and on. And so whether it's you're training a dog that just won't get it, or you're working on a house that just, as soon as you finish one thing, a whole nother section opens up that you didn't even know that you had to work on, right? So, you get into one room, think it's going to be simple, and all of a sudden you need a whole new electrical panel, right? It's like that kind of like, isn't this ever going to end? So I feel like whatever you're working on is just, you just want it to be done. You just want to finish it. It's getting a little tired. You're getting a little tired of it. And for some of you, it could even have to be, to do with where you're at in your life. Maybe you're in a school that you're just really bored with and you cannot wait to graduate. Or so much so that you just want to transfer. That's like, I got to get out of here. I just can't stand it anymore. Or you're with a roommate situation or a boyfriend or a girlfriend that's just like, I want to be done, right? So I see a lot of you struggling with ending things, wanting it to be over. You want to be careful that you don't, the old saying, cut off the nose to spite the face, right? You want to hang in there. Sorry. It was my daughter telling me to pick up the phone. Anyway, you want to just be able to relax and take care and make sure that you go through the process, right? You don't want to put your pressure to end it too soon, okay? So just have that awareness around whatever it is you're fighting against. Okay, so now let's move into coupled romance. For those of you that are in a coupled situation and looking for romance, let's see what's in store for you. Okay, again, having yourself, I'm sorry. Okay, so what you want to do is not put pressure on yourself to make that perfect, right? Let them be where they are. Let them have their moments. Let them, just do your best to accept them wherever they are. Sometimes we want our partners to look different or appear different. And in doing so, that just creates havoc and pressure. So it's really about just loving them where they are, okay? So do your best to just accept them wherever they are. That's going to actually bring some buoyancy to the relationship and actually allow them to get out of that funk faster, right? To be able to change their energy quicker. When we don't press and we just accept the other person where they're at, somehow miraculously they get better quicker. Okay, so now for the end of the month also of October, I also see this great coming together of energy with the two of you and really seeing eye to eye and things kind of getting more back to normal and really starting to like, having these moments of, I remember you. Yeah, this is the person I fell in love with. That kind of energy and beauty is restored. It doesn't mean the whole month is going to be a drag. It just means that there's going to be moments when you're just going to, kind of be pushed. Your buttons are going to be pushed by your partner, and you're just being asked just to love them the way they are. Now, in part, you may feel that a little bit more this month because Venus is retrograde, and Venus is the planet of love and beauty and romance and art and fun. And it's retrograde from October 5th to November 16th. And that just means we don't have the support of that planet that normally kind of pushes us over the hump of these things. But we have our creator consciousness, our ability to bring consciousness to the situation to make and implement the changes that are needed. So that's what we're talking about, you guys having patience, meeting your partner where they are, loving them and accepting them for who they are and what they're going through. In short, have compassion. Just have compassion. If you can shift to compassion for them, everything will go so much better this month. Now, for those of you that are single and looking for a romance, what's this mean? With Venus in retrograde, does this mean you can have love? Absolutely. So the way you find love is just following the flow of the divine, which is there will be moments where you'll meet people, where you'll connect with people, and maybe you don't get that intense love or hit, or you do, but they don't. It's just a little bit slower. It's a slower dance. So it means it can happen and it can unfold, but in a beautiful, slow way. And what's interesting is when we end this November 16th Venus retrograde, we go into Mercury retrograde, November 16th to December 6th. I know this whole year has been nothing but retrogrades because it is having everybody on the planet slow down and discern, am I where I want to be in my life at this time? Am I doing and being who I say I want to be and do in this life? And if you're not, you're giving this nice long period of time to make change. So in terms of love, you're taking a slow road to get there these next 2 months, but come December 6th, it's going to open up and you are going to be in such a sweet spot with love. You're going to go, wow, how did this even happen? We're so deeply enmeshed and in love and we just now recognize it. I thought he was just my best friend, or I thought she was just, somebody I worked with. But you're going to discover love over these next 2 months so deep and so full and so beautiful. And for those of you that are already in love, you're going to be able to bring all your beauty and compassion to the relationship to deepen it as well. Okay, so let's move on to career and money. What's in store for you guys? One thing I want to go back about the Venus retrograde that just popped into my mind. Remember, October 5th to November 16th. You don't really want to get a facelift during that time or any radical changes to your body, new haircuts, new makeovers. Just stay with the status quo. If you have something scheduled, I would even schedule it in early, like mid-December, like December 10th on is fine. Just because that now you're out of the retrograde too, out of the Mercury retrograde, which is all the communication challenges. So if you didn't just have it done or don't have it done on the 1st or the 2nd, I would wait until December, right? Otherwise, I would just do status quo, keep getting the same haircut, doing the same makeup, all that kind of stuff. Okay, now going back to career and money for Aries. Okay, so Aries, you can be a really powerful business person, and this is really good. And sometimes a little too shrewd. You want to be careful with your negotiating skills this month that you don't negotiate yourself right out of a deal. If you're a little too hardline this month or a little too intense, the deal's going to crumble. It's just going to fall apart, okay? So just be aware of that. Just be aware that you need to be a little softer in your negotiations this month. You may have to work a little harder for it. You may have to be a little bit more of a people pleaser. And I know that might piss you off, but I'm just telling you how to get the deal. If you're too hard-nosed this month, the deal is going to blow up. I don't see it happening. If you're more of a people pleaser, more of a blender this month, you're going to see better results, okay? Just be aware of that around your money and around the career. It's that old saying, honey is, I don't even know the old saying now, it just escaped me, so it doesn't matter. The vinegar, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, be sweet, that's the deal. Let's see if there's anything else about your career. Yeah, okay, just again, they're showing me it's not about what you've done. It's not about this, this list of accomplishments. It's how good you can build rapport in the moment with this other person, right? Because you're going to have competition. And so somebody else can come in and take this job who doesn't have your list of attributes. But you know what they do have? They have patience. They know how to read the other person. They know how to when to talk and when to relax. They know when to inject and when to hold back, right? So if you can build that rapport and you can get in that flow of whoever you're talking to, then you'll be fine. But if you're just in there ramming ahead, it's going to be a problem. Okay, so let's move on to your health for Aries for the month. So it's just digestion, stomach, right? It's just about managing, taking care of yourself. It's letting go of anything nervous or any fear that you have. So just taking care of you and not put too much pressure on yourself. And then I feel like you'll get through this stage. For some of you, it just feels like you may be carrying some of your emotions in your belly, your worry or your angst in your belly. And that's what it has to do with. And I also feel it creeping up my low back a little bit, right? Pressure, that's financial pressure or pressure that you put on yourself to make things happen, right? To bring a deal together or to force issues. And that could be creating some back problems. So you just want to be careful around that. Okay, So let's see if there's any surprises for Aries this month. Yeah, okay. So you can actually have a deal come together. Something that you thought was going to take longer can actually happen faster, right? If you play your cards right. You can get somebody to say yes to you sooner if you do some of the things that we're talking about, which is backing off, slowing down, listening to them, let them have the lead instead of you taking the lead, really letting go, right? And in the letting go, what happens when you let go, somebody else may step in. They may step into what's needed in that moment to bring the deal together. So I really feel like that could be this big surprise for you, that you let go. It could even be that you say, no, not doing that, and let go, and that causes the other person to step in. All right, Aries, have an amazing month. Enjoy it. I hope you like my intuitive astrology. If you do, please click like, share it with your friends, comment below, and I look forward to connecting with you again next month.